You know, some of the most profound maps for understanding our own minds weren't dreamed up in a modern lab. Nope, they were charted centuries ago. Today, we're going to explore an absolutely incredible blueprint of the mind, one that was written way back in 14th century Tibet.
So let's just jump right in with a pretty wild question. What if your mind is the sole creator of your reality? I mean everything, every sight, every sound, every single feeling? What if it isn't happening to you, but from you? What if your mind is the architect of the whole show?
And look, this isn't just some philosophical thought experiment. The ancient text we're diving into today is built on this very idea, that our mind is the ultimate source of all our happiness and all of our suffering. It all begins and ends right there, inside our own heads.
Our guide for this journey is a text called Distinguishing Consciousness from Wisdom. It was written almost 700 years ago by a Tibetan master named Rongjung Dorje. You can think of it as this ancient yet somehow shockingly modern user's manual for the mind.
Okay, let's dive in. Here's our roadmap. First, we'll look at the mind as the source of everything. Then, we're going to unpack the 8 different kinds of consciousness that build our world. After that, we'll explore how they can be transformed into 5 incredible, enlightened wisdoms. And finally, we'll talk about what all this means for your own potential.
All right, first up, the main event, the core argument. This ancient text says that the reality we think is so solid and out there, well, it isn't. It actually springs into being from inside our own minds.
So most of us just assume the world is this solid, fixed thing that we're just passively watching. But this text completely flips that script. It says the universe is actually generated by the mind, kind of like a dream or a reflection in a mirror. And what's really wild is how much this idea of a participatory universe sounds like some theories in modern quantum physics.
Okay, so if the mind is creating reality, how? How does it actually do that? Well, the text lays out this fascinating architecture of 8 different minds or consciousnesses that all work together to build the world we experience.
We can actually break these 8 down into 3 pretty simple groups. First, you've got the 5 senses. Think of them as just raw data feeds from the world. Then there's the 6th consciousness, our thinking mind. That's the part that grabs all that data and immediately starts slapping labels on it. Good, bad, I like this, I hate that. And then underneath all of that are the 2 deep layers of the mind, where our ego and our deepest karmic memories are stored.
Now this is where the text gets really clever. It uses this brilliant analogy. It says the 5 senses are like a person who can see everything perfectly, but they can't speak, they can't label or describe any of it. The thinking mind, on the other hand, is like a blind person who can describe all sorts of things with concepts and words, but they have zero direct perception of reality.
Okay, let's dig a little deeper. Here we find the 7th consciousness. This is that subtle, constant background hum of me, I, mine. It's not usually a loud thought, it's just this ever-present feeling of being a separate self. And that feeling is the very root of our ego, our attachments, and our pride.
And at the very bottom, the absolute foundation of it all, is the 8th consciousness. It's also called the ground consciousness. This thing is like a vast, neutral storehouse that holds every single experience, every karmic imprint from all of our lifetimes. It's like a deep, deep ocean where all the waves of our conscious experience come from. So if all these consciousnesses are creating our kind of confused reality, what are we supposed to do? Well, here's the crucial part of the whole teaching. We don't try to destroy them. The goal is to purify and transform them, to turn the raw material of confusion into the very substance of wisdom.
And this is such a key insight. The path isn't about getting rid of the mind or trying to shut it down. No, it's a process of purification. It's like cleaning a dirty lens so that what you see is no longer distorted by ego and confusion, but is revealed as pure, brilliant wisdom.
And check this out. This table shows the before and after of that transformation perfectly. When it's purified, that 8th ground consciousness, the big storehouse, becomes what's called mirror-like wisdom. And the 7th afflicted consciousness, that root of the ego, it transforms into the wisdom of equality.
And the transformation doesn't stop there. It continues right up into our everyday active mind. Our 6th mental consciousness, that busy thinking mind, becomes discriminating wisdom. And our 5 senses, once they're purified, transform into all-accomplishing wisdom.
So what do these wisdoms actually look like? What do they feel like? We've seen the process, so now let's look at the destination, these absolutely extraordinary qualities of a fully awakened mind.
Let's walk through these. First, you've got mirror-like wisdom. This is the ability to see everything with total clarity, just reflecting reality as it is, without any judgment. Then there's the wisdom of equality, which completely dissolves that illusion of me versus you, recognizing we're all fundamentally connected. Next up is discriminating wisdom, which is seeing the unique details of everything perfectly without getting them all mixed up. Then we have all-accomplishing wisdom, the power to act spontaneously and perfectly to help everyone. And finally, the most profound of all, dharmadhatu wisdom. This is the direct, ultimate realization of the true nature of reality itself.
Okay, this is all fascinating, really deep stuff. But let's be real. What does a 700-year-old map have to do with us, right here, right now, in our busy lives?
Well, the thing is, this isn't just some dusty, abstract philosophy. This framework is a powerful, practical toolkit. It gives us a language and a structure to actually watch the mechanics of our own minds in action, to see how we build our reality moment by moment, and to realize our own incredible, innate potential for change.
So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this question. After seeing this ancient map of what our consciousness is and what it can become, what do you think is the true potential of your own mind?